Hello, guys. Welcome. It's Monday again, and I am super excited to introduce our next guest to you. Shannon is not here today. She will be back on Wednesday with us. And we have the beautiful Loveleen here, and you have heard of her because on Friday we discussed about our altars and where do we keep our jewelry. So now I want to bring the designer of these altars to you guys so you can get to meet her and know where this comes from, and maybe she has some goodies to showcase with us. We are super honored to have you here, Loveleen. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mariette.
You're welcome. And I am going to shoot right off and let you introduce yourself. Go for it.
Hey, well, hello everyone. My name is Loveleen Saxena, and I am an artist and designer. So I make lifestyle pieces and art that's here made with the intention to uplift your soul and elevate your being. So all my work, it's bold, it's colorful, it's inspiring, it's made with a lot of love and joy, and I make it with the intention to just make you feel better and enjoy the beauty and the love and the joy that surrounds you all the time.
Fantastic.
And
So, Loveleen, where are you
Mhm.
from originally and where do you find yourself now?
I am originally from India, New Delhi, and I grew up there. And for the past 10 years, 9 years, I've been in Houston. So I moved to the States probably 17, 18 years back for my master's. Moved around to a couple cities after completing my master's, and then landed in Houston.
Wow. So, have you always been into the art world? Is your master's in art and those kind of things?
No, it's my bachelor's was in architecture, which is a creative field. And I've always been artistic, so sketching and drawing was really my hobby when I was growing up. It was very, very different. It was more, I was always focused on getting it right and the technique of shading and coloring and just making beautiful things which looked right. So
Okay.
yeah, so proportion and everything, it was like, yeah, I have to get the photograph right. But architecture, I joined architecture because I wanted to just, I was, it was something that I don't know, since ninth grade, it was on my mind that I wanted to be an architect. I don't know how it came about. So I did that, and then I went into construction. I did my construction management because I thought I needed some construction education. So after that, I pretty much left my creative field because I started crunching numbers a lot. So I worked on big, big construction projects as a project engineer and manager. Yeah, I did estimating, I did scheduling. So basically making sure that the project is built on time, on budget. So I would handle a few aspects of the project.
Wow, that's worlds away from what you're doing right now.
Yes, I was working with architects, but not really. I was looking at the technical part of it. Yeah.
Wow. So your life is completely different now because you're creating these amazing pieces. Guys, like as you can see, I'm wearing one of her designs, these beautiful kimonos, and she's wearing one too. We'll put a link in as so you can shop on her site. Um, it's just another way of showing you that the direction that you're taking, you can easily pivot and carry on and follow your dreams, isn't it, Lovely?
It truly is. It's just listening to your soul and following that path. It's not easy. It's not as rosy, and you're like, hey, I will be, successful at it. It's a lot of hard work and challenging, but at the same time, it's totally worth it because of how much it feeds your soul and how much you're able to bring that out and serve your community or tribe in the most amazing ways.
Fantastic. So I'm going to jump right in and show you guys one of my altar pieces that we showcased on Friday. This is also the one we have in our Etsy shop. And this is the I Invoke Love. And on our Etsy shop, you can currently purchase this one with a beautiful bundle of white buffalo sage. And I believe that Loveleen also, she burns her incense and sages. And before she sends her packages out, she actually tunes them, don't you, with a
I
vibration?
do. Yeah, I do a little sound bath on them and then I sage them and then it's like just clearing because they are in my space and I want them to be ready for the space they're going to be in.
Well, that's
So it's kind of,
fantastic. So do you have any more designs with these little altar plates that you have?
yeah, and I keep making more. I have so much artwork. I have two of the more designs for the altar trays actually. This
Perfect.
one is a rectangular one and it invokes courage. So it's
Oh,
about your truth and courage.
why did
So
you link courage to that one? What in there brings out the I invoke courage?
yeah, so this artwork, which inspired this, it is, let me put it here so it's not reflecting. So
That's
it's
perfect.
called Colors of Life. And when I made it, I remember it was the first time I had moved from a small medium. I used to doodle a lot, like on little tiny doodles, and then I went to a journal of 5 by 7 size, 5 inch by 7 size, so the
Yeah.
really small. And then I moved to, over the years, I moved to a bigger journal of my sketchbook. So it was the first time I had, this was my first drawing when I moved to a bigger journal and I really used bold colors. Before that, I was very, it's kind of like my own journey of gaining courage to express my truth and not
Oh,
being shy of
stunning.
it. Yeah. So it's like,
Wow.
okay, I'm going to make a bigger piece of art and I'm going to just use colors that make me happy.
I
So
love
I
it.
like a lot of bold pinks and, I played with them and greens and blues. And when I was writing about this one, it was like, yeah, it was my own courage to express my truth openly and be, just follow that path and be courageous. So that's
Amazing.
what, yeah.
Amazing. And do you have one more there to show us as well?
Yeah. And then I have a little one here, which invokes joy. It's a little tiny one. So you
Love it.
see part of the butterflies and flowers. And this one is inspired by my artwork called Butterfly Beauty. So especially this time around spring, we see so many monarchs just flying around in our backyard. They're migrating and just laying eggs, and then you see caterpillars. So when I was making this, it was around the time when it was spring, and I would see from where I'm sitting, there's a window right behind me, and I would see the butterflies just flutter by, and with such grace, they would just fly by and do their thing, and So when I was making it, I was like, yeah, they totally invoke. Whenever I watch a butterfly go from one flower to another, it totally brings me joy, and it's how gracefully they are just doing their thing without like worry about anything in the world. So when I look at this artwork and the altar and any other product that has this artwork, it just brings me joy. So it's like, yeah, it's here to invoke more joy in your being.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we have these beautiful altar trays that you also have on your website. And if people want to hear more, they can just, I will connect them up with you. The links will be below this video. And we talked about these beautiful kimonos, but I would love for you just to, I'm going to put one up on our Etsy shop so you guys can see. I'm just going to do a little turnaround. It is absolutely stunning and it feels the way it flows, I feel like a butterfly when I wear it. I'm walking through the house and I'm just like, oh. So it is stunning. And I want you to tell us just a little bit more about this, like material it's made out of. Is it sustainable? Like, is there bad dyes in it? Like all those kind of things, because here at Magikmala, we're really, really looking after our environment. We're really supporting sustainable and ethically sourced products. So can you
Mhm.
share a little bit about the kimonos with us?
Sure. So for me, I am totally on board with that. And one of my core values of my business also is sustainability and using eco-friendly fabrics. So it's whenever I make a product, like I work with a manufacturer called Vida. So they work with a lot of artists like me, and they have like tons of products in there. But from that, I've only chosen the product types, for example, kimonos and scarves, because they're made with eco-friendly fabric. So these kimonos are made with Bumberg, which is regenerated cotton linter. So it's kind of like a post-consumer waste that they transform into fabric that is,
Wow.
eco-friendly. And the concept that I have is that everything that I make is made to order. because I don't like to collect inventory. And it's kind of a model where we have to be more patient. In the Amazon world, we're like ready to get a delivery the next day, right? But with this, it's like you only make the pieces that are ordered, or you get limited quantities. So it just minimizes the amount of production there is, which end up being into closeouts and discounts, 70-80% discounts. So it's kind of teaching you more patience because it is made to order, but at the same time we're like, okay, I'm only going to make like 10 of these, and then when I sell out, then I'll bring more. So it's one way to bring more eco-friendliness and sustainability into the business, to just order limited amount. And these are all like limited edition because I won't have like thousands of these. It's I create more types of artwork and more pieces. So in any case, each one of these kimonos or scarf would be probably a dozen, 2 dozen, or maximum I would say 100 of them, not like thousands and thousands of these, which in itself creates like that unique factor, because you know that you're wearing one of a kind piece, not something that can be found in any stores across the world. So it just adds that little special touch.
And I think what's very unique about all your work as well is the artwork, everything. Like when you see this kimono, when you see this was a act by a person, the one that you're meeting here, and it was her hand and her pen that brought these things to life. Whereas we live in this computer society today, is that a lot of our designs and things are just manually done by a computer program and then printed out onto materials and blah, 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 blah. But this is like a whole different story. This is back to ancient art, where people brought whatever was in their mind or in that situation and then brought it forth into existence. And I think that's why it makes your thing so special, and that's why we're so totally honored to collaborate with you.
Thank you.
Have you on here. And just I'm just going to check my questions, because I know I said to you I want to ask you a few things. I want to see that I covered everything for you. So can you tell us one or two of your other art pieces that you make that you find really, really special, that you would like our Magikmala people to know about?
Oh boy, that's a probably
a loaded question.
Like, oh, which one? Let me just, I have my shop right here so I can look and see. There's one actually, yeah, which, so this year I am creating three journals, which is on the side note, and coloring journals. I've already started making drawings, and the theme and intention of each is joy, abundance, and beauty. Because it's kind of, for me, it's like that's what I am embodying more and more of every year. And this year especially, it's like, yes, I have to completely, fully my inner joy, inner beauty, and inner abundance that's around us, right? So there's one piece which I just looked, which is one of my favorite pieces, is it's about beauty and invoking your inner beauty.
Nice.
So the title of that artwork, I don't have it with me right here, but the title of the artwork is called Awaken Beauty. And when I was playing with it, it's amazing that the whole creative process. So when I make it with, on a journal with pen, right? It's a black and white. And then sometimes I color it by hand, sometimes I color it digitally. So when I'm coloring and going through that process, it just, the colors that I used was like bright lime green and turquoise and pink and purple, like just bold colors. But when I looked at the end product, which I printed on a scarf and kimono, it's like, it just lights me up every time I wear that. And that's why it's one of my favorite pieces. It's like, I feel, maybe because that's my brand color also, it's like lime green. It just reminds me of the harmony that is within us and around us, like Mother Nature, like bright green is just that. And it just talks about the beauty that we have within. And it's our outer beauty is a reflection of our inner beauty. So it's such a beautiful balance and combination that even though you can dress up or not dress up, right? You can be wearing your PJs and sweatpants, but if you're really completely in harmony within, your eyes will show that, your beauty will just shine through and it will radiate all through. And as you start wearing like just just being able to celebrate that externally also, right? It's like you cherish and you really enjoy even wearing a bracelet because it truly sparks the inner beauty. So
Yeah.
it's not just focusing on one or another, but just a beautiful combination of the both, how your inner beauty magnifies our external beauty and how it radiates that. So that's one of the pieces I love.
I forgot to mention these things. Tell us about these.
Oh, the permission slips. Yeah.
Yes.
So this was a really cool project because it was not on my list when the year started, but one of our friend Nick Hansinger, the mystic next door. So he was like, "Hey, would you be interested in creating something like permission slip?" Because he's a coach and energy healer, and he works with his clients all the time. So I was like, yeah, sure. Let me, give me what you have in mind. So he sent me a doodle on a post-it. I was like, okay, I will play with it. And then I created something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, here, is this what you want? It's like, yeah, that's perfect. But just talking to him, it was like, wow, how many times we do not give ourselves permission to take care of self, or how many times we ignore and put our needs last because it's just like one of those things which is on the back of our mind, but sometimes you have to see it in front of you, right? So this little uh, permission slip is like giving yourself permission. Every morning you're writing down your intention, or whenever you want, you're like, okay, I give myself permission to rest today. And it's written, it's like there, you can look at it again and again, and like, okay, yeah, it's time for me to rest. So just a visual reminder. And
it's fantastic. I love it. If you've ever received a package lately by Magikmala, you would find one permission slip in there. I do slide those in there because I do find that we do not give ourselves permission. And when we've actually taken that and put it into the physical in writing on something, we tend to stick to it a little bit better than we would if we say, oh, I should have taken a nap today, or I should have just done that. Now there's no more of that. He's like, I give myself permission to take a nap today, and I have written that, so I need to stick to what I've written down. So that's pretty awesome. I love it.
Absolutely. I do more of that too. Since I got these slips, I'm like, okay, I told myself I'm going to do this, so I need to honor that.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on, Lovely, and thank you for your time today. Thank you that you are making these beautiful things, and for stepping away from crunching the numbers and building big projects, and truly allowing us to just experience the beauty that you create in this world. And as I said, guys, there'll be a link in here for Lovely's Instagram as well as for her shop. And then you can find some of her things that she's collaborated with us on our Etsy shop. But once again, like, receiving a package from this woman is it is really the best thing out of your whole day. So do support her. I do want to encourage you to support beautiful artists around the world that is pouring out their soul and their heart, especially in a time like this, towards the people, and just to spread their own love and intuition out there. So thank you, Lovely, for coming on.
Thank you so much. You're such a beautiful soul, such a blessing to have collaborated and to know. And yeah, I'm so thankful for you.
Thank you.